Have you ever wondered what kids are actually supposed to learn in science? Or why science today looks so different from how we learned it? Maybe you've heard the term NGSS before, or maybe you haven't at all. Hi, I'm Tina from Little Monsters Universe, and after years of teaching and working with these standards, I've learned how to think about them in a way that feels a lot more simple and practical. If you're a parent, especially a homeschool parent, or are new to teaching, it can feel a little overwhelming trying to figure out how to teach science and what to actually cover. There's so much out there, so many standards, so many resources, and it's not always clear what really matters. So let's break this down in a simple way. NGSS stands for the Next Generation Science Standards. And at their core, they're really just a set of guidelines that help shape how science is taught. But here's the important part. They're not focused on memorizing facts. They focus on helping kids think, ask questions, explore, and figure things out. And that's a big shift from how many of us learn science. Instead of just learning answers and facts, kids are learning how to figure things out, and that's exactly how scientists work. NGSS is built around three main ideas, and I'll keep this really simple. The first part is what students actually do. These are the science and engineering practices, and it includes things like asking questions, making observations, testing ideas, and learning from what happens. So if your child is building something, experimenting, testing, and redesigning or changing things, they're already doing this. Next is something called cross-cutting concepts, and this is really about how students think. These are ways of making sense of what they're seeing in the world, things like patterns, cause and effect, and systems. These are ideas that show up again and again in science, and they help kids start to notice connections, ask better questions, and make sense of what's happening around them. And this is actually where we're going to start. Lastly, we have the content. This is what students will know. These are the science ideas themselves, things like life cycles, plants, weather, forces, animals, and energy. This is the information kids are learning about as they explore and make sense of the world. So when you think about NGSS, it really comes down to what kids do, how they think, and what they know. And I'll be focusing quite a bit on these cross-cutting concepts, how students think, because they help kids make sense of science in everyday life, and it will help to build their scientific vocabulary. Each concept, like patterns, cause and effect, or systems, offers a different lens for kids to think with. And don't worry, down the road, I'll also be diving into how we can help kids with what they do, the science practices. But first, we're starting with the cross-cutting concepts so that you can begin guiding your kids to think like scientists right away. When we shift from teaching answers to guiding thinking, we're helping kids become curious, confident learners. And like I've said before, we're helping them think like scientists. If you'd like more simple, practical ways to support your child's learning, especially ways to help them think through science, make sure to follow along. I'll be continuing this series by breaking down these ideas into simple, everyday ways that you can use at home or in the classroom.